From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Abla Amawi, I'm so happy to see you here. I've known you, followed your career, and you are an exceptional young woman who has gone through, done her Ph.D., worked with international organization, brought up a lovely young lady, all by herself, struggled with numerous obstacles, and contributed intellectually to a lot of the work that we have on Jordan and on the Arab world as a whole. But tell me a little bit, where were you born, where did you grow up, and how did you come to be who you are today?
Well, thank you first for this interview. I grew up in Jordan. I was born in Jordan to an Arab American father and a Turkish Circassian mother, so I grew up in a bicultural house. And I think the fact that I grew up in Jordan, yet did my high school in the States as part of the American Field Service program, made me realize that the challenges our region faced since childhood, I mean, going through the 1967 war, had affected me at the political level, that we have to do something. And secondly is growing up as a female in the Arab world, facing the difficulties that females face in terms of the cultural obstacles as well as the norms and traditions. I remember as a child, 8 years old, I decided I'm going to run away if my brothers have more privileges than I do. And I think that was very formative for me because it led me to have the motivation to say we have to do some changes to injustice. I think that's what motivates me the most, is the fight for injustice, whether it's gender, human rights, political freedoms for the Palestinians, or any of the rights of
Absolutely.
Any group of people that are deprived.
Yes. And so then you went back after high school, you went back to Jordan?
Yes, I went back to Jordan, finished high school again there because of the equalization of the educational system. And then I finished my baccalaureate studies in Jordan, came to Georgetown to do master's and Ph.D. in comparative politics with the focus in the Arab world. And being really at the Center for Arab Studies at Georgetown gave me the theoretical framework in which I can operate, but also showed me a lot of role models that were there in terms of the professors that were there, the activities of the center, and the focus. Especially being in Washington, you see the locus of decision making, how policies are made, and the impact of that on the region. And for me, this was very important, to pursue a career that combines policy making, yet at the same time that is rooted in the field. So after my studies, I taught at Georgetown, and then I went back. I decided to make a decision to go back.
And you had the choice of staying because you had the opportunity, you had the offers to stay in the United States, and yet it was a choice that you made yourself because
Yes.
you felt you needed to serve your region better.
Yes, I think being in the States gives you the opportunity really to be at the decision making. But at the same time, being away from the region makes you you look at it from a theoretical academic point of view. And for me, I felt if I want to serve the region better, although it would be difficult, I have to be there. I have to be there to understand the pulse of the people, what drives them, what motivates them, how do they fight their own challenges. And this is what led me to go back and say...
So with whom did you work when you first went back? Did you go teach, or did you work with the UN, or...?
When I went back, I first worked with Her Majesty Queen Noor's Foundation, a development foundation, and at the time they had a lot of projects at the grassroots
on women,
level.
Isn't it?
Yes, they have projects focusing on women, but it was more of an integrated approach to development, focusing on the human being as such. So they had more on culture, they had on gifted education, so they had a whole spectrum of work. And for me, that was the beginning. And from there, I worked with the UN, with UNDP. And the UNDP, our work is mainly development, but with the focus on policy. But what I have done throughout, since UNDP, I found that the work is amazing, and it gave me an opportunity to travel and work in countries such as Sudan on conflict, Libya, Yemen, Oman. and a lot of the other Arab countries. So that gave me a broader regional perspective. But at the same time, I have constantly continued doing my academic work, my own research, my own writing, because I feel what the UN gives me is the grounding in the field, yet I have to do my own research on issues that are close to my heart, which the UN, in many cases, I cannot be as free, such as issues of democracy, civil society, gender issues, gender-based discrimination, poverty at the gender level. So this, for me, the combination is not easy to do, to have full-time work yet full-time academia. But at the same time, it allows me the freedom to really explore and push the frontiers of where issues stand.
And push your own potential to the
Yes.
fullest, and use your own potential to the fullest.
Yes.
Absolutely. What are some of the things you've been doing in these countries, in Oman, in Libya, in many of the countries you've been there? What kind of projects were you involved in?
Well, in Sudan in particular, because I was there for a year as working on issues of poverty, gender, but mostly post-conflict and conflict resolution. So that was very, very challenging to me, because we worked a lot on trying to see how we can bring both warring parties to the peace table, yet not discuss any political issues. So they can negotiate and discuss on issues of education, development, but not political resolution. So this was very critical. Another critical projects are projects that deal with the displaced in the transitional zones. So that was
In the Sudan as well.
In Sudan.
And it's a very significant problem. I mean, the problem of the displaced.
Yes, it's
there
very.
Are, what, a couple of million people who are displaced?
Well, they estimate them at 5 million
At 5
dispersed.
million, yes.
So for me, this was really very, it challenges you as a human being. It challenges your vulnerabilities. And really, it makes you question so many of the norms. And it makes you question what you believe in, even what you speak about. That is this real? This is the harsh reality. So for me, that was a good learning experience. In Libya, I tried to assist in terms of, they had funding, but they did not have a program to tailor vocational training for women. They had very traditional vocational training, and the women were ending up unemployed, useless waste of time. So what I helped the government and UNDP in doing is really try to refocus the vocational education programs to tailor it to more profitable, constructive education. And in the case of Oman, I did the same thing, is assist the government and UNICEF in coming up with a social strategy that will take issues, gender issues at the heart.
So you put new issues at the table.
Yes.
Yes, and you focused on, rather than tradition, you brought in new things that you thought would be more important for the women themselves as such. And how do you cope with your child, with your family? How do you do all this? And
well, I think my child is a stamina. I think she's what motivates me to go forward, because in a sense, I don't raise her alone. I mean, in the Arab world, we have the nice family support.
Family, yes.
So I know that they are there always. At the same time, I mean, I cannot ignore the fact that we have a very civilized divorce. My ex-husband is a professor, and he is a Middle East historian. So he's also culturally very aware and very supportive. So in that case, for me, what matters is that I see in my child the motivation to have a better future for her. I don't want her to grow up in a world that discriminates against her, in a world that does not take equality as a human right for everybody, and that this is not an imported concept, that does not take religion to extremes where it's used, but not only Islam, in all religions as an excuse to really discriminate against others. So for me, she has been the challenge. And
you have been the model.
I hope.
Yes.
And I dedicate all the work to her usually, because in the hope that she will have a more inclusive society to live in, whether it's in Jordan or globally. I mean, the Arab world is not the only world that discriminates. We're seeing this in terms of human rights violation, universal issue. So this is what drives me and exhausts me at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it's in the new generation, in a way, that we put our hope, and is she planning? Is she already thinking about what her future is going to be?
Well, she believes in human rights, and she has a very strong sense of achieving justice, which is very good. I mean, taking her with me to poverty areas, whether in Sudan, in Egypt, and in Jordan in particular, she's the team leader, as she calls herself, of poverty clubs within the schools, is that she sees that there is a mission we have to do. And that's what I keep telling her. We are brought into life for a mission, and we are privileged that we have the opportunity to achieve something. So in that, she sees herself that she has to do something. But at the same time, I give her the opportunities to grow up as a child, happy, well-fed, well-educated, but most importantly, that she has rights and that her life is her own if she enjoys the rights and responsibilities.
I think that you're a wonderful model, and her education is complemented by your experiences and by sharing them with you and talking about them with you and going to places. And I really want to thank you for being with us and for sharing this with us. And I'm sure that many women will look up to you and will see you as a model when they have to make difficult choices and when they have to take stands on issues. And thank you so much for being here and for making this program possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abla.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.